had cerebral
TV
palsy, and they
111.
rolled up on him. They claimed he
You're
had a
alive.
weapon, and they
Thank
shot
you for
him 9
joining.
times. So this concludes the Watchman Report.
Faith comes by hearing the word.
You are now live.
We the sons of God, we don't back down. I'll take it to your face, I tell you right now. Step up to the count, we ain't backing down. Step up to the count, I tell you right now. We the sons of God, we don't backing down. Take it to your face.
Hey, shalom, shalom. Sorry about the. Pray for the tech team. Pray for the tech team. Like we were saying, you know, we back. We was blitzing the entire planet. Shout out to Captain Shim. He couldn't be here, but I know he's watching online. So we're gonna hold it down for you, Capo. Bruh. So how's everybody doing?
A lot going on, Cap. A lot going on. All
Yes,
praise to
sir.
the Most High.
Hey, yes, there is a lot going on. So, in the words of Bishop Yawasop, you know, the angels are activated. The angels are activated. We did a lot of work. The word went out through the four
Welcome
corners
to the
literally
live. Welcome
of
to
the
the
earth.
live.
Literally the four corners of the earth. The word went out, and a lot of
Enjoy
stuff
listening
happened.
to the word.
A lot of stuff happened. So, all praise to the Most High for that we are actually able to be a part of this time in history. This is the greatest time to be alive right now. You understand? And a little comic relief of it is actually what's going on with old DJ Trump. This dude is off the chain. Really, he's off the chain. There's so much stuff that he's doing that he's shooting himself in the foot, literally. Like, really what's going on, all right? So, bring up the thumbnail. We got Mikael on the set, so he could go ahead and explain the thumbnail.
So, the thumbnail, this man is giving out tariffs like Oprah Winfrey gave out cars. You get a car, you get a tariff, you get a tariff. So you got tariffs everywhere. And we also have the war tariff or tariff wars. China strikes back, showing you that China has put tariffs on the United States because of the tariffs that Donald Trump is putting on us. And it says tremendous trials to come. The last time we had a president that was tariff crazy was President Hoover. And those tariffs led to the Great Depression. So we got tremendous trials to come, y'all. So you have to stay prayed up.
Yup. So, Trump's tariffs, tremendous trials to come. So, oftentimes we hear these words and it's like, you know, what do they mean? What does this have to do with anything? Pull up on Google, what is a tariff? And then we're gonna pull up article number 8. Just so people can have some context as to what a tariff actually is, what does it mean? You know, you may think, oh, they just taxing somebody or they just taxing this country, that country. Remember, they are taxing nations. When you tax a person, you know, they may have to pay a penalty or something like that. When you tax a nation, bro, that is a lot of money. All right, what is that?
Tariff, a tax or duty to be paid on a particular class of imports or exports.
So it's a tax to be paid on a particular class of imports or exports. All right? It's not duty free. This ain't the airport. No. You are definitely, you gonna pay. You paying. You paying. Hey, pull up article number 8. All right.
how may tariffs affect the stock market and your investments?
Because they got a lot of people that they concentrate on the stock market because the stock market gives them dividends. Some people even live off of those dividends that they have invested in the stock market because, I mean, this is Esau's system. As long as you know what to do and how to play the game, you can actually make a few coins here and there and survive off some stuff. That's why when the stock market crashes, a lot of them Edomites be killing themselves because their whole life is wrapped up into that system. So let's see what effect the tariffs would have on the stock market itself.
In today's interconnected global economy, shifts in trade policy can send ripples through financial markets with surprising speed. And among these policies, tariffs are particularly influential, capable of reshaping investment landscapes virtually overnight.
You want to know why? Because those that don't know about the stock market, it's a predictability game. You're playing probability based on what the market itself looks like compared to buying and selling, okay? They got bullish markets, they got bearish markets. Bullish goes up, bearish goes down. When you have these systems, people can look at them and try to predict where the market will go in the future, whether they play it by day, whether they got day traders, or that they play long shots where they trade over time, all right? And they get their money over time. A lot of the Forex and crypto people, crypto is more of like over time, or, you know, some of them even may be trendy, and Forex would be like day traders and stuff like that. And some of them are as well over time. But when you have a particular market, let's say you got gas prices, and the gas prices are at $2, even though $2 gas prices right now would sound good, right?
That sounds pretty good right now.
So you got $2 gas prices, and everybody that invests in Exxon Mobil, you know, is like, all right, let's invest this amount of money. But then a tariff comes, and now gas is $3. So your investment is not going to be the same. You got to pay more. Stock market is going to dip a little bit because the money's not there. The tariffs went up, the price goes up, everything shifts. So the stock market especially is going to take a hit with these tariffs. Keep on reading.
The Trump administration's recent push for reciprocal tariffs has investors scrambling to understand potential impacts on their portfolios and long-term financial plans.
Yep.
This article explores the relationship.
Go down to tariffs, because that's just an explanation.
What are tariffs? Tariffs are taxes governments impose on imported goods and services designed to make foreign products more expensive than domestically produced alternatives.
So it's a deterrent. That's what tariffs can be labeled as, a deterrent. Like, look, we make cell phones in the United States. Yeah, but I want the Chinaman phone. All right, if you want the Chinaman phone, well, you can have the American phone for $500. But now with the Chinaman phone, you're gonna pay $1,500. If you want it that bad, you're gonna pay that much for it. That's kind of what it is. Read on.
These customs duties serve multiple purposes: protecting domestic industries from foreign competition.
Because people will just move into your country and just take over stuff. You understand? Look at the fast food industry. We went to South America and saw McDonald's. You could go to Afghanistan right now and see McDonald's.
You got KFC over there, McDonald's.
You know what I'm
Burger
saying?
King.
You can go to Africa right now and see a KFC. What Kentucky got to do with Africa? But it's those business relationships, and they want to protect those things. Go ahead.
Protecting domestic industries from foreign competition, raising government revenue, addressing trade imbalances, and occasionally serving as Diplomatic leverage.
That's the part that we want right there. Diplomatic leverage. If you don't pay, you don't get protected. If you don't pay, we're gonna pull our armies away from you. If you don't pay, we're gonna attack you. All of these different things, they count for something. So when you look at what a tariff is, you gotta see that this is a war tactic as well. It's not just something that you just throw out there and that's that. No, that is a war strategy. Hit them in their pockets first. That's why when they take over countries, who do they send? The economic jackals. They hit you in your pockets first. And then when that don't work, then they hit you for real. They send somebody to buy you out. You ain't for to be bought. Well, now you better go to war because they're gonna come and attack you. Or they're gonna make it look like you attack them so that they can attack you without a care in the world. That's diplomatic leverage. Read on.
When a country imposes a tariff, a 25% duty on imported steel, for example, the importer must pay that percentage to the government before selling the product domestically.
That's there go right there. There go right there. Like, look, we getting ours off the top. I was waiting for the next part before I said anything. The next part is the headbanger. Look, that's what a lot of people they ain't feeling it yet, but you're gonna feel it. Because when you look at President Donald Trump, Elon Musk, they have enough money they can make the stock market dip, rise, whatever. They don't feel the hurt. Joe down there at the bottom who got his money in crypto and what's the other one? Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. You gonna feel it a lot faster than they would.
Yep.
But the next part is the point. What's the good point?
The economic impact of tariffs extend far beyond simple taxation. They reshape supply chains.
Read that part again.
They reshape supply chains.
There you go, right there. That's what they gonna start. We're gonna start feeling that hurt. It's gonna get real bad, real quick.
Yep. Supply chains is those that import what we use on a daily basis. And I'm pretty sure you could look around your house and see about 50 things made in China.
So what y'all saying is that shipping crisis we had a couple years ago was a test to see how these tariffs would actually work.
Oh yeah, that wasn't nothing.
Yeah.
That wasn't nothing. We really gonna see now. Keep reading.
They reshape supply chains, alter business competitive dynamics, and influence international trade patterns.
Go ahead.
While proponents argue that tariffs help preserve domestic jobs and manufacturing capabilities, critics point to resulting price increases for consumers and businesses.
Because if you gotta pay 25% off the rip to the government, what did you just take? You took a 25% hit on your profit. And you wanna get your profit. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna raise the price of your product so that domestically, whatever you sell, you're still gonna recoup that 25%. Somebody getting their money back. If they gotta pay 100% tariff, then guess what? They're gonna up the price so that they get that 100% back off the people. Read.
Potential retaliation from trading partners and insufficiencies created when companies make decisions based on tariff avoidance rather than economic fundamentals.
Basically what they said, like, you know, when they say, oh, when you buy when the stock is low. So let's say the stock is 5 cents and you buy it then and it goes up and you make money off of that, it goes up. Now you can't buy it at 5 cents because what the people that the stockholders have to do, they have to sell their stocks to you now at like 15 cents versus that 5. So you have to buy higher and hope that it'll increase and then you get money. But it ain't working out there.
Yep. Nobody buys a high stock. You buy low and then you sell high.
I think it's a trick bag, because
That's exactly what it is, though.
because Trump already knowing this. You think his people don't know this?
He already got money.
You know what I'm saying? So they already know that the stock market gonna change. So what they doing? They profiting off of this. These what is it? Politicians,
Republicans.
not just the Republicans, the Democrats, all of them, all on the same team. They know that the stock market gonna crash, it's gonna get lower. They gonna do what they do, while the people gonna suffer for it.
Yup.
Us.
Of course they know what it's gonna do. Because we've been down this road before. Hoover did the same thing and it led to the Great Depression. And what happened immediately after the Depression? They went into a world war to boost the economy again. That's the same thing they're doing. That's the same thing. They don't change their people.
Yup. Same play, same book. How tariffs impact the stock market?
How tariffs impact the stock market. When governments announce new tariffs, stock markets typically respond with heightened volatility as investors recalibrate expectations about future corporate earnings.
Because like Officer Michael pointed out, if they gotta sell at a higher price, now you gotta see, okay, if you're selling your stock at a higher price, how viable are you as an earner? How realistic is it that you're going to maintain that price, which is now the new low, and you're gonna make more off of it? Because who's gonna buy it if everything's high? So now it no longer becomes a consumer market. Now it's like, okay, how do we do this? What's the next move? And this stuff happens overnight.
Yeah, to your point, but I like to keep, like, for our people to look at it at a basic level. You got to think. Let's say you get the job, they paying you $30 an hour. They say, hey, you know, you can take some. I'll use Waffle House for an example. We offer a program where you can put money into stock. Jay gonna be looking like, man, hey, stock? That stock high as hell. I can't afford that. I need my check. I gotta eat, because you're not getting raised your raise is not going up to keep up with the income that you need for society. So your pay is staying the same. They're saying we're going to put some of your money into stock. You pretty much just throwing that money into the fire, because the stock market is too volatile right now. You can't really pinpoint what's what. So often jobs will offer those little incentives. Well, you can buy into this stock. You know, we'll put a portion of your check in there, and then you get a return on your investment. You don't know what their return gonna look like.
Nope. Not at all. Because it's all about who sells what. If you invest in a stock and that company goes under, you just lost your money.
Yep.
If you invest in a stock and that company succeeds, well, then you probably gonna gain a little bit. But right now, at this point in time, these investors, they don't know what to do, because they don't know who's still gonna be in business after these reciprocal tariffs hit.
And Cap, to that point, really think about it. The first thing the president did when he came in was started. So you don't know, like, let's say you got to go to HR and complain to the guy that let's say he was over that department that collect that stock. Trump fired him. He sent 10,000 people home, so you can't even go in. I'm gonna go complain. Hold on, what happened to Billy Bob? Well, you know, Trump let him go. Damn. Who am I gonna complain to about my money? You ain't got nowhere to complain to.
Yep. He let another billionaire who got donut money get the power to fire government officials. He got the power over the federal government. He's sending people home. He giving them severance packages. This is an at-will country right now. Like Louisiana is known as an at-will state. An at-will state meaning they could fire you with no reason. You can get fired at will. That's why they call it an at-will state. They turned this into an at-will country, because they just firing folk. It is what it is. Keep on reading.
The most immediate reaction often comes from directly affected industries.
Companies that import tariffed goods as production imports or export products to market where retaliatory tariffs have been imposed. Sectors like semiconductors, automobiles, and consumer electronics often experience immediate price movements as investors attempt to price and potential impacts.
That was the part that I was waiting on right there. Because guess what? Cars and electronics has made a definite come up in the fabric of society. It is needed now. Electronics are now needed. You understand? They got people that can't live without their phone. We did an experiment one time where I asked somebody to see their phone, and I just held it in my hand. They was like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm not doing nothing. Give my phone back." I said, "Why? You're not even on it. You're not even using it. It's right here. It's in my hand. It's in front of you. I didn't put it in my pocket. I didn't put it in a bag. It's in my hand." They was literally having a conniption fit because they couldn't see their phone. They couldn't have it in their hand. That's an addiction. When terrorists happen, guess what? Them electronics, them video games, computers, people that do music, people that do entertainment, all of these little, what they call them, influencers and all of that stuff. Yeah, a lot of y'all stuff about to go up. A lot of that stuff about to go up. Cars, automobiles, you want to ride around, get it. Guess what? Cars are going to be more expensive.
Yeah. It's about to be real hard to get sick. Really think about semiconductors. The little devices, them little microchips, diodes, all that stuff they put in the computers. They put it in their those machines that keep a lot of hospitals going. So it's about to get real tight real fast. So they said those prices tend to skyrocket because I need an MRI. I need an X-ray. Hold on, last time my insurance said it covered this. Well, sir, now there's a copay associated with this MRI scan. Yeah, my copay was $50. No, now it's $255. They'll start driving those prices up because the money got to come from somewhere. Yep. Usually the person on the lowest on the totem pole got to pay. Guess what? Medicaid, Medicare, that stuff used to cover certain things. They're going to start watching. I'm telling you, they're going to start tampering with that too.
This is why I say that it's a trick bag, because with tariffs, you could be strategic. You can pinpoint what you want to tariff. But Trump not doing that. He just got everything under a whole broad spectrum, so it's going to affect everybody versus saying, okay, look, China, we get our chips from China. We want America do our own chips. Let's hit them right there instead of hitting everything. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say that it's on purpose that they're doing this, so to affect us.
Yeah, because Trump is not just pinpointing, like you said, a particular part of industry. He want a whole nation. You don't like me? Well, we're gonna put tariffs on China. But sir, everything in our office is from China. I don't give a damn. I don't care.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be beautiful.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be beautiful.
Great.
Let's go to number one. Let's go to number one.
Jake ain't gonna care cap until he can't go in the store and buy a flat screen to watch ESPN. That's the only time Jake, when he can't watch Cardi B, a rap video, or something like that. That's when he gonna start caring.
Yep.
That's the hand.
How Trump changed his mind on tariffs. Liberation Day just gave way to Capitulation Day. U.S. President Donald Trump pulled back on Wednesday on a series of harsh tariffs targeting friends and foes alike in an audacious bid to remake the global economic order.
Now, get Job 9:24.
That's a real
This
scam
is
artist.
this is why the Bible is a true book.
He's a real
This
trickster.
man put tariffs on friends and enemies. Everybody. He did not discriminate. And all in order to restore or to remake global economic order. You know what global economic order means? That the U.S. is back on top of the food chain and everybody else sucks off the breast of the U.S. You need me. I'm the big dog. That's what they want. That's what they want. Read that.
This is the book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who else could be the wicked at this point? Black people ain't putting no tariffs on nobody. We ain't got no power to restore or reshape global economic order. Most of us never seen the globe. You ain't never been outside your city. Some people ain't never left their state. Some people never left the country at all. You have no idea what it is to have any sort of global economic order on nothing. Hell, our household economic order ain't right. They call black people liquid money. As soon as we get it, just slip right out our hands. You just go right back on where it came from. They said the black dollar circulates what, 6 minutes or 30 seconds or something like that?
It's quick.
Something crazy.
Some ridiculous. And what are we supposed to do? Nothing. Because the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. They got the power to do all that they're doing. We got to look at the Bible from what it's actually saying, not what we want it to say. Go back to the article.
Exactly. You can't try to define it.
Mr. Trump's early afternoon announcement followed a harrowing week in which Republican lawmakers and
Confidants.
privately warned him that tariffs could wreck the economy.
All his friends is telling him, "Hey man, this thing's kind of I don't think that's a good idea, man. I don't think that's the way to go. I think you kind of think you might be doing something bad here, sir."
Hey, Gap, to that point, I saw a video, and I won't take him to get it. It was an older man. This man had to be about, I say, probably late 50s, early 60s. He was having a breakdown. He's like, "I've worked all of my life. He was literally breaking down, crying. He had worked his whole life. And you really think about that. Like, I think it's Proverbs say, hope deferred maketh the heart sick. This brother, and I know it's going to get to it in the article. You work your whole life for somebody to come in and throw a tariff in your 401k, the money that because Social Security is just to supplement your income when you get older. It's just it supplements it. It doesn't like give you a lot of money to survive for the rest of it. It supplements it. So your 401k is what you're going to be drawing from in those latter years. You worked all the way up like 66, 67, I can't remember the exact age. And now the money that you're supposed to have to survive for the rest of your life is gone. And then he does a 180 and says, "Hey, you know what? By the way, I'm gonna just change things back." This dude done already like nosedive off. He done got on the building and jumped off. How do you get? What do you do from that? What do you do?
For real. This dude is going off. Trump is doing what the Lord put him here to do. If there was ever some sort of humor or sense of humor that the Lord have, imagine him using his Trump card with an Edomite named Trump. Imagine that. Read on.
His own aides had quietly raised alarms about the financial markets before he suspended a tariff regime that he had unveiled with a flourish just 1 week earlier in a Rose Garden ceremony.
His aides is like, "Hey, sir, this is messed up. If you keep on going like this is not going to work out for us. It's really not." Do they have a video? Go up to the top. Do they have a video? Is there a video on that page?
Okay, we gonna turn off
Play
this
that.
YouTube right here. Thank y'all for listening. But we tired of this.